Do all my problems stem from overthinking? Do I even have problems as I sit here with my cat on my lap? Do I even have them, or am I just overthinking my way into them? Is this video just me overthinking about stuff again? Anyway, it's happening. I'm finally sharing with you the results of my crocheting. So for a couple of weeks I've been crocheting this anime character for a birthday, for a friend's birthday, and I've been on topic overthinking my way out of sharing it with you because I thought this friend might see it. Maybe. Me too. Thank you. Leave that alone. I know. The desk is messy. I'm sorry. And I'd not shown it to you because I thought perhaps this friend might see it. The internet's a very big place. It was incredibly unlikely, but I didn't show you. So here it is now. It's Turbo Granny from Dandadan, and it's the maneki neko version of the character. And I will admit, I don't actually watch this series or read the manga. I just thought I would make it because the friend does. So this is the picture I was using as the inspiration and the vibe that I was trying to capture. And while I show you this footage, I thought I'd be a bit meta and overthink about overthinking. So if you've seen any of my videos over the past few days, I've been home and I'm back now. And I was there for the opening of an exhibition of my granddad's art. So obviously I've been thinking about him and about art, I guess. And also I went through some of my childhood stuff that's been living in boxes and in garages and so on, and both of those things made me think about the fact that I overthink a lot, and my granddad and myself of the past didn't. Or didn't as much, I guess. I have no idea, obviously. I've no idea what my granddad, maybe my granddad overthought all the time, and I just can't see it, I can't tell. But from his output, from his artistic output, from his lack of record keeping, according to my dad, I would say that it feels like he just made stuff all the time. And this is not to say that there wasn't thought put into it. Of course, there was a lot of thought, and he was a very intellectual person. He had entire series based on literature, entire series based on specific events, entire series based on history, and so on. So I'm not talking here about intellectual thinking. I'm talking about in your head overthinking, unhelpful stuff. And I feel like, I don't know, obviously I'm projecting, but I feel like he didn't do that, and his creative output was probably much better because of it. And I found all these bits of paper, and I was always someone who collected stuff and wrote stuff down and so on. I'm not saying I didn't plan things in the kind of micro level. When I had an idea, I would plan out how I was going to get there, but I feel like I didn't find one single to-do list. Let me put it this way. I didn't find to-do lists among my things. I'm not saying I didn't make them. Maybe I did and I forgot about them and they just didn't get saved. And obviously I had the extra structure of being a child and going to school and my mom picking me up from school and feeding me and so on. So I'm not saying that I can recapture that sort of spontaneity now. But basically, as far as I can tell, I just did stuff. When I was a child and a teenager as well, I just did things. I just got an idea and then I just did it. And I did not overthink quite as much. And obviously life is more complicated now. I have more responsibilities and more possibilities as well, which, you know, when you have limitations, there are things that you just cannot do. When you're a child, you cannot just pack your bags and move to the other side of the world. Theoretically, right now, as an adult, I could. So the options are all there, and there's infinite ones, and that sort of complicates things. But as I was thinking about that, I was also sort of thinking, oh, and now I'm more aware of all the problems in the world out there. And then I stopped myself, because that is a lie. Especially as a teenager, as a young teenager, I was really engaged with the world's problems in whatever way a child can or a young adult can. But I was writing articles about the death penalty, and I was against it, by the way. I was writing letters to politicians. I turned vegan. I was actually quite aware of things, and I was quite informed and engaged and interested in issues that were bigger than myself. So actually it's a lie to say that right now I feel paralyzed because I am just more aware of stuff. I think it's actually the other way around. I am paralyzed, and that makes me feel that I cannot engage with the world's issues. Back then, I think I just didn't think myself out of action. I didn't think about all the ways in which what I do doesn't matter and doesn't affect anything, and I might as well not do anything. That counts for both creative things and more kind of socially active actions. And what I'm probably getting at is that actually it may be more natural to do stuff than not to do stuff, but both for creativity and engaging with world issues. I think I very sensibly trained myself to think my way out of it. And I'm not even sure that I can be creative or socially active without a plan right now, without a to-do list right now. I'm just so dependent on it, but I don't think it's plans that will get me out of it. Like, I may make a plan, but I don't think that's going to be the key. I have to get out of my own way. I constantly want to do stuff. I constantly want to try and fix things. I want to create new stuff. I want to engage with issues, and I just think myself out of doing so because I think it's pointless, or there's overwhelming proof that it doesn't work, or, These are rather unfinished thoughts, unlike my crochet cat. Yes, that's a very smooth transition. Thank you very much. Which is now finished and in the hands of the birthday friend, who seems to have enjoyed it. I think the facial expression is quite good. I don't think it's not a one-to-one copy, but I think it has the vibe of the character. Well, thank you for watching this long ramble. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.